What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for an unboxing and initial review and impressions of the Ask Echo 14-way T-Lock bag. First and foremost, major shout out to Bogey's Backyard Golf. I actually won this golf bag for my dad. He already opened it up. He's been very impressed by it. He opened it up. I let him have the fun experience of opening up a new golf bag. So this is actually going to him. But I won it in Bogey's Backyard SGT Simulator League. So anyone that has GSPro, anyone that plays any of the leagues, be sure to join Bogey's Backyard. He is extremely generous, gives away a lot of really nice prizes, and I was lucky enough to actually win this. And funny enough, as crazy as it sounds, I mentioned during my scramble with Big Dog that I wanted to play Bogey's Backyard's event because my dad needed a new golf bag, and Big Dog was kind enough to say, "Oh, well, I'll play it with you, and if I happen to win, he's not going to ship it to New Zealand, so you can have it." Bogey's Backyard, every single week, he announces what the prizes are, and then he does a wheel spin. So for anyone maybe not in his league or doesn't know what it is, you don't have to win the league. You just have to play and complete the 18 holes, and then he does a random draw. Funny enough, Big Dog won the first time, and he said, Brian, Bogey's Backyard, said, "Okay, I'll give Big Dog a gift card, but I really want to give away this bag. So I'm going to spin the wheel again, and I happen to win the second time." So pretty crazy. Shout out to Big Dog, and major shout out to Bogey's Backyard. I'm going to link down below in both the description and the comments Bogey's Backyard's YouTube channel. So go over there, subscribe, leave a nice comment, tell him I sent you, as well as the link to be able to join his simulator golf league. If you have GS Pro, you have a simulator like I do here. But let's go ahead and get into it. Ask Echo golf bag. Also, Bogey's Backyard ships it very quick. He was actually traveling. He was on vacation. And this thing came within like 2 days of when I won it, which is pretty nuts. But let's go ahead and open this thing up. And we're going to do a little bit of comparison. I'm going to go over some of the specs, show you what it looks like to my current bag. Again, I'm not going to put everything in here. This isn't my bag. My dad's going to get this one. So far, he's been very impressed with the quality of it. So who knows, maybe down the road I'll buy one for myself. But show you guys the main features, go over some of the specs. I have my old push bag over here, a push cart. I'll put the bag on the push cart, so if you guys walk a lot, you can see what that looks like there, and we'll do a little bit of comparison. I've had a few bags now since I started playing golf, so have a decent idea of some of the qualities, some of the features I like, don't like, that kind of stuff. But when you first get it, I mean, it's a golf bag. There's not a ton in it, but it comes in a plastic bag inside of this box. It was tied up in the first place. There's a silica pack in the bottom. That's about it. It was tied up. Obviously, my dad opened it up, checked it out, was really happy with it, so he undid it. But put this box over here, and I went with, or I guess my dad went with the gray and black and white color. There was 3 options available. There was like red, white, and blue, and then a little more white and red. As of right now on Amazon, this bag is going for $179.99. It's on sale. Regular price is actually $259.99. So pretty expensive bag, pretty quality bag. If you're paying that much, you guys are in the market for a new bag. You're hoping that for that amount of money, you're going to be pretty happy with it. But as you can see, get rid of this bag. Really good looking bag. I like the neutral colorways. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of darker colors, especially gray and black, just because you use a bag for a couple years with all the dirt, rain, everything else. I find that the white, if you go with a primarily white bag or something really light and bright, that it gets dirty and it gets faded quicker. So I think this thing will last and still look pretty new for multiple years. But here's the bag, and it is pretty tall. So first and foremost, I didn't quite see it in the pictures, but this is actually tapered. So in order to be able to get all the clubs in with your higher clubs, hopefully you can see it, but this side of the bag is actually taller, and it tapers down over here. So lower clubs, wedges will go here, and then you work your way up. There's a diagram back here. It actually tells you where all the clubs go. So as you would imagine, putter goes in the front, and then wedges, you work your way up, pitching wedge 9, 8, 7, etc., all the way up to into 4-iron or hybrid. You get 3-wood and 5-wood here, and then driver here, depending on what you have for your bag. I have the Amazon listing printed out, but really nice bag. I can tell based on mine. I'll show you mine in a second. I just had a $100 cart bag that I got. It was brand new on eBay, but not the best quality. All the zippers here are really nice. It has all still the bubble plastic in all the pockets. Really nice zippers. Multiple handles to grab. There's a handle down here to be able to pick it up if you're putting it in your trunk. There's 2 handles on the side, which are really nice. I've never seen that. The main grip handle here, 2 in the back. Nice strap, tucks in nice. These 2 valuable pockets on the side, they say dry pocket, and you can even tell the detail on these where they printed the text right over the zipper. Just little stuff like that. You like seeing different little details that they put into it. You know that if you're spending the money, you're getting actually a quality product, and just those little details make you a little more reassured of the kind of bag that you're getting and the kind of quality. But like I said, zipper is really, really nice. Multiple places to grab and tons of storage. So just before we start putting anything into it, the main thing is the 14-way divider. They're all individual dividers. Nothing clings around. So if you have forge clubs like I do, and you either walk or ride a lot, you know the bag chatter. It can scratch up your clubs, nick up your clubs. I know they're tools, not treasures, so they're meant to be used. But if you're spending a lot of money on irons, you don't necessarily want to get them used and abused without even swinging them, just having bag chatter. But the whole point is I'll show you here in a second. You put the clubs in. If you shake it around, if you're driving around, walking around, nothing clings and rattles. But as far as the dimensions for the bag, it is 8.8 pounds, and it comes in at 17.34 inches long, 12.8 inches wide, and 41.14 inches tall. So you may say, well, what's the big deal? It's just basically a standard bag, but it's actually a good amount taller. So if I bring over my current bag, which, before I even forget, I actually have this thing backwards. So I walk 95% of the time. So really, this has tapered as well. There's a higher side and a lower side. Usually if you're on the back of a cart and you're driving, you want your higher clubs back here in the back. So as they fall and taper down, you have the lower clubs that they're not banging around into your higher clubs. For me, I use a push cart, or I actually have an electric cart, so it's the opposite. So I have this bag backwards, which, for the nice thing about this, when I ever switch over and I, in a happenstance, either playing a tournament or happen to get a cart, a lot of times I have to take out all my clubs and rearrange them from front to back, just so I'm used to having it like that on my push cart. And all the lower clubs, as you can see, they kind of hang down below the taller clubs. When it's the opposite way and you have it on a golf cart like that, I need to switch everything around. For something like this, you're going to put your clubs in one time, and no matter if you're walking or riding, it's going to stay in the same exact spot. But if you can tell, because you have the protection of the clubs going all the way up and it's tapered, this thing is a good 6 inches, 8 inches, almost a foot taller than this bag. So if you possibly have a smaller car with small trunk space, maybe this isn't the bag for you. Personally, that's not a big deal for me or my dad. But if this was my bag, just something to keep in mind that it is a bit taller, as you can see by here and here. But because of that, they have a lot more room for space. There's a ton of storage in this bag. And if I start bringing over some clubs, 4-iron was there, 5-iron here. Again, you can rearrange however you want if you have more hybrids or anything else. But if I put some clubs in here like this, you just go around. The really nice part of this bag is clubs come really, really nice in and out. They don't grab. There's an ample room for if you have a jumbo size grip for your putter, big putter well. Go ahead and put this in here. And I guess just for the sake of it, we'll put driver in. We'll go hybrid and 3-wood. So those are all my clubs. I'm not going to obviously fill it all up. I'm not going to be using it. So that's all the clubs in there. And the main point of this bag is as you're walking around or you're driving, if you start rattling this thing around and you go over bumps and whatnot, those clubs are not going to touch because they go in the nice slot. They sit in there really nice and they do not move. I know Lefty Murph mentioned that he has this bag and he said he can't recommend it enough. He absolutely loves it. But the only real clatter or clanging and chatter noise that you hear is just because I don't have my woods locked in. Again, maybe from your angle it's not the easiest to see, but the taller ones for the woods where you can't actually put the drive or the club head into the slot, all these down here just have the slot. As you get into the last 3 over here, they have a little slot where you can actually put in, and I'll show you maybe for the driver here, you can actually click it into place. So if you're driving around and you're walking and maybe you're not using a club for a little bit, if I put driver in here like this, it still can move around a little bit. You can actually click it in to the slot here, and that locks it in. So if I go ahead and shake it again, there are no clubs that could possibly even touch, which is honestly really, really nice. Really cool idea for the design. Works really, really well. As far as the other specs, they say that there is 30 to 50% more storage than standard bags. I don't know if that's a standard walking bag with a stand or a standard if they're comparing it to a cart bag. I don't know. It doesn't really matter anyways, but I thought it was really, really cool. This huge pocket here in the front is a cooler pocket. It has drain holes on the bottom, so if you put ice in there, and believe it or not, you can actually fit 8 to 12 cans of whatever you may drink on the course into this pocket, which is massive. That's by far the biggest pocket I've ever seen for a cooler bag. It says you can fit up to 8 cans with ice, and I saw somewhere else it said 8 up to 12 if you don't have ice in there. Full-length dividers, those valuable dry pockets on the side, they're lined with like almost velvet or something soft on the inside for valuables, whether your phone or whatnot. These dry pockets, also valuable pockets, those are waterproof, which is a really nice touch. There's a 10-inch by 10-inch larger base, so as it's standing here compared to mine or other bags, much more stable if you're going to stand it up at the range or anything else, getting it out of your car. Besides that, you can read through all the listings, but there are tons of pockets, 14-way divider, plenty of room to put your putter in there if you have. This isn't a massive jumbo grip, but this is a Super Stroke Tour 2.0 grip. Plenty of room to be able to come easily in and out. That one caught on the side. But in any event, there's probably enough room to have double the size of the grip to be able to come in and out. As far as the other clubs, everything comes out really easy. Goes right in. You just toss it in, kind of locks into place. Those things aren't moving. Keeps everything organized. You know exactly where all your clubs are. Does come with a, where is it? Rain cover on the side. You can go ahead and clip those on the side. Nice zipper on this. Put it over if you get caught in the rain. It does come with that. And like I mentioned, you got massive pockets on either side. You've got extra pockets here. All the zippers are really nice. 2 dry pockets, 2 handles for gloves. Usually you don't see that. Most bags only have 1, so you can clip stuff on here. You got 2 different places to hang maybe an extra glove that you want to let dry out. Just the attention to detail here. Umbrella thing on the back. There's just a ton of extra options that you wouldn't think you necessarily would need, but when you get a bag like this and you see all the extra things that this thing has compared to something else, it is really, really nice. And if you're going to spend the money, you're going to buy it once, I would recommend possibly going a bit more premium, something like this, than what I've done in the past. But if we go ahead and put these back in, we might as well click them in. We'll put the hybrid in here. We'll click it into the little slot. I will say that's a little bit tricky to get in and out, but if it's a club you're not using a ton and you want it to be pretty secure, especially either going to the course or back or driving around, whatever the case may be, it is nice that that option is there to be able to lock these in place. I do just want to show you putting this thing. I've never done this. This is actually a good idea, but I want to see what it looks like and how it fits because it is a pretty sizably bigger bag. I want to see how it fits on a push cart if you guys are someone like me who likes to walk a lot. Let's see how this thing sits. So again, I mean, you pick this thing up, you rattle this around, you're taking it in and out of your cart or you're walking around. There is no kind of rattle or clang between any of the clubs. It's really, really nice, actually. All right, we're not quite at the bottom. So that's all the way down. So that actually sits. That sits pretty nice. I'm not going to go ahead and put the straps in. As far as strapping it to either a push cart or an actual golf cart, I'll take it off and I'll show you, but the straps go through here. Really cool. I've never seen a pocket like this before. This actually flips up, so you can easily put the strap right through here, goes around, easy access. This front pocket comes off if you want to get it embroidered with either your name or your logo or initials, anything else like that. But this actually sits pretty nice. So the driver is a little bit high up. Honestly, you got head covers on anyways. I would probably just put this down just to be able to grab it out pretty easy. But right now I have 9 and 8 iron at the bottom. That's a little bit different for me looking at my bag. Usually the wedges are down there, so my 60 degree is actually up here. But I don't mind that. I mean, all the clubs, easy access, you see where everything is. They still come out nice and easy, and it's not like it's getting hit by, and we're running out of space between the push cart and the bag. So I think that sits really nice, especially you strap it in. That's not going anywhere. Tons of room for storage, ample space for tees, balls, gloves, shoes, rain gear, anything else. And I think the last thing, I'll get this push cart out of here. The last thing I just want to show is where the straps actually go through. Kind of a unique design on this as well. So the straps actually go behind these big pockets back here. So if you're going to put this on either that cart bag or the push cart or an actual golf cart, they slip through here, if you can see that. So you would go through the back here. It comes through right here. So this comes through. I don't want to like stretch it or rip it, but it comes through right here. Like I mentioned, you would put it through here, goes through the other side and then back around. Really, really secure, and that's a pretty unique design. Most of the time you just have a single strap like that. Cheaper one does. It goes around. It doesn't go anywhere anyways, but this is really nice and secure. Kind of hides the strap. Looks really good on the back of a cart or on a push cart. So I think that's about it. If anyone has this, please let me know down below in the comments. Amazon reviews are crazy, crazy high. Tons of people love them. And I mentioned too, Lefty Murph, who's a frequent member in the community, says he has the same exact bag too and absolutely loves it. But 3 color options, like I mentioned. There's some other ones too where they have different type of dividers. It looks like the other ones, they have almost like a mesh system where the club goes in between. To me, it seems like that would be a bit tougher to get the club in and out. These things, like I mentioned, come out really easy and sit in there nice. And whether you have a bunch of hybrids, a bunch of woods, anything else, you got ample space for all 14 clubs. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Again, major shout out to Bogey's Backyard. Make sure you go over there and follow him on YouTube. You join his league and you can possibly win an awesome prize like this. And I know for a fact, my dad, like I mentioned, is already super impressed with the quality. He's going to really enjoy this for multiple years to come. And based on his review, once he starts using it more and other people in the community, I may end up picking one up myself once that bag, which is already on its way out, once that bag really starts to show some wear and tear, I may end up picking up one of these too. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Little unboxing review one last time. This is what people want to see, but very secure. Ample room of storage. Awesome bag. To me, this is one of the more premium bags you can get. I can't imagine a bag being much more robust and complete than this. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the members, and I will see you guys in the next video.